Yeah, by design. Because all you guys would have acted differently. No, the team didn't even know, just me and Whammer and their coach. Whammer asked me in the middle of the game, he asked me all the time, but yeah, with the rain, I didn't want to get into a game like this and then have the rain come in and have everybody sit for an hour and have to finish. So this is one of the only times I think it made sense to do it that way.
So it's now 19 unanswered runs for you guys in the Backyard Brawl series after going down 4-0 early 2 weeks ago. What's it say that you guys are doing against Pitt pitching?
I don't know it's as much Pitt pitching as it is. This atmosphere's just got our guys so energized. We literally didn't give away an at-bat the entire day today. Our guys were ready to play, ready to make this whole community proud of what we're doing. And I think, the young guys are starting to figure out what the Pitt series means to the people in this community. And, we make our kids, before the season starts, we make them all sing Country Roads by themselves in front of the whole team. And it seems kind of silly when they do it just them in front of the team, but we do it because they get to do it in front of 3,000 people, and it means a lot more, when all 3,000 are singing it at the same time. So I think our new guys are starting to learn what this is all about.
Coach, how many know all the words?
Huh?
How many know all the words at the beginning of the season?
If they don't know all the words, I make them sing it the next day. So every one of them know all the words.
Coach, last week you talked about trying to find that fourth guy who can kind of give you innings, especially when you get into May and June. What do you think of Carson Knight? Seemed to attack the zone early and look good.
Yeah, he really did. He's kind of tricky. He doesn't throw as hard as the other guys, but it's a fastball that's a little bit harder to hit. We just got to get his endurance up. He had an injury to start the season and missed the first month, so he's just now catching his groove, I think. So 4 innings was about the max for him. But yeah, he went out there and struck a lot of guys out and threw up zeros, and Gavin did the same thing. We didn't give him any free bases tonight.
With Carson, how much have you seen his confidence or his comfort grow since that first start against these guys?
Yeah, Carson's a super analytical kid, and he's super coachable, and you talk to him and he listens, and he does things that you ask him to do, and if he does that, he'll have success, and success kind of breeds confidence. So he's got every reason to go home tonight feeling really good about the way this game went, which will help the next time he's out there. So, and same way with Gavin. Gavin has had some starts this year, and some of them have gone great, some of them haven't, but he's going to do the same thing tonight. He's going to leave this park feeling really good about how this game went, which is all you can ask as a pitcher.
Carson was in a bit of a jam there in the fourth, at first and third, nobody out. What does it say about his poise and his trust in his stuff to kind of bury down and get out of there?
He watches Ben Hampton, Traxel, and Major, and those guys that have learned how to get through stuff like that, and that's part of the growing up process. And we talk about confidence all the time as a pitcher. It's really easy when things are going good, but when they go first and third and nobody out, that's when you need it, when things aren't going so good. And he threw some of his best pitches in that situation. So kudos to him and that's all part of the growing up process. And, getting through those situations is going to make him better down the road.
It seems like Braden Berry put together some of his best at-bats maybe in a couple weeks today. Does he seem more comfortable on the plate again?
Yeah, Bear's a guy that goes up and down. He's a little bit streaky sometimes, and when he's seeing it well, that's where you want him, right in the middle of that lineup. And I don't know, you guys follow stats a lot more than I do, but I'd be curious to know what his batting average is after JJ hits a home run. After JJ hits a home run, it seems like Berry just smashes the baseball. And JJ has that effect on people. Sometimes leaders have to talk to people to lead them, but JJ leads them with his bat and his legs and his arm and the way he plays. Everything about JJ has leadership written all over it. And real leaders can influence the people around you. And that's what JJ is doing without saying anything.
Coach, in terms of milestones, and you kind of talked about it a little bit last week about, how this team hadn't been in the top 10 before. There's still goals out there. You guys climbed again this week and closing in on that.
I didn't know that. I hadn't seen that.
Do you worry at all about, this is a program that's suddenly seeming to, kind of have success heaped on them, and then that maybe, that might not be 100% true, but I mean, this is kind of a bunch taking us all in for the first time. I mean,
Yeah, I thought when we hosted a regional in 2019, it was you guys that were here, it was a tremendous atmosphere.
Right.
And I thought that rattled our kids as much as it did the other teams, because our kids know what's at stake for this entire community, this entire state. And when they saw that regional atmosphere, the first thing Manoa said to me after day one, he said, "Man, I'm glad I didn't pitch that first game." He said, "I would have been out of control." But now we're doing that every game. So our kids are getting used to that now. And that's a huge advantage, to get used to playing in atmospheres like that. And now it's commonplace. We've great crowd tonight in spite of the weather. Great crowd against Penn State last weekend. We got, I think, the next 5 or 6 games are standing room only. So yeah, we're getting used to that atmosphere as players, and that now they're not in La La Land. They're used to it and experienced it, and can be calm in spite of that.
In the past you've talked about shielding guys from, RPIs, projections, things like. Is it in something like this, in an atmosphere, is it getting harder to do that?
Kids are on social media all the time.
Yeah.
They're probably going there. They're probably, some of them are on their phones checking our RPI right now. I guarantee you. But you don't want to play according to results, but you can't ignore results.
Yeah.
And it's a result-oriented game, and since you can't ignore it, we talk about it. We talk about RPI all the time, and the importance of the process, not the importance of the result. Because of the result, you have to focus that more on every single pitch of every at-bat. So, yeah, we don't act like it doesn't exist, but we use it to our advantage too. All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Coach.
Thank you.